And the trading of food commodities in this country. So I hope you're all excited as I am. I hope you're all prepared to learn as much as we can. And I hope you're prepared, although it's not part of our program, but knowing the work that I do, I hope you're prepared to ask as many questions and interact as much as possible with the platform, interact with the technology, interact with the speakers who we'll have this morning. So without too much ado, I want to ask our host, Gerald, to please come up front and just start with the program. Tell us why we're here and why we should be so excited. Gerald.
Mr. Jean Baptiste, Director of Productive Services at the EAGC, representing the Secretary General. Also recognize the presence of Lisa Phillips, the head of DFID, Mark from FoodTrade, Marco from DFID, Harry from DFID, and also representing the government of Kenya, we've got Dr. John Waibochi. And I also want to recognize the members of the board of EAGC who are in the house today. We have quite a number of them here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Morning once again. Morning. Thank you very much. You're most welcome to today's event. Today we are launching a solution that has been a long journey that has taken, that actually started before EAGC was actually established. But this is the journey that has been the purpose of EAGC, that has been the reason why EAGC is in existence. And so if the technical team is ready, I would like to start off with the presentation. Yeah, load it on so that we can straight away get into the day. As the technical team gets ready, I think I'll just start talking, and then we'll catch on as we proceed. Let me start by saying, as Wallace said, we're here today about food, and food is a very important thing. Because food is life. And for us, we're in the grain sector. And the grain sector, for us in the Eastern Africa Grain Council, and for most of us in this region, when we talk about food, a lot of times we mean grain. And when we hear that there's food shortage, basically we are saying that we don't have enough food to consume. We produce the food ourselves, and our production system is essentially smallholder. And because it is essentially smallholder production system, that comes with its own challenges. Challenges that are unique to us in this region, that are not there out there, say in Europe or in the Americas or those other developed economies where agriculture was revolutionized, where agriculture is serious large plantations, where agriculture is mechanized, is using a lot of technology. That's a different world. We are here in a world, in this part of the world, in Africa, in Eastern Africa, where smallholder producers are actually the majority who produce, and within their systems, we have enough issues, enough challenges around production, around getting our foods out there. I think people in this room, I can see, have had an involvement in one way or the other in supporting or improving this sector. And one of the things we all note is the fact that smallholder production is very scattered, is very fragmented. And smallholder production has its own challenges with respect to many issues, starting with at the input level, accessing seeds, accessing inputs, and also going into the output markets after they produce, getting the market out there. Big issues and big concerns, and a lot of efforts have been put into trying to resolve that. And so that actually is part of the basis or part of the background within which EAGC was established, to try and see how can the grain sector be organized, how can the grain sector be structured, and how can we create an interesting or a good seamless process connecting the consumer on one end and the producer from the other end. Current situation is that you have producers, as I said, fragmented, having many issues, a lot of challenges, getting the produce produced first of all, and getting it to the consumer. EAGC, for the last 5-6 years, has done a lot of work to address that issue, has done a lot of efforts together with partners to address these issues. And we've been focusing on that space between the consumer and the producer, that space in between there, to see what can we do to address issues in that space. And the one thing that EAGC has been very keen to really address is the whole question of transaction costs. How we can attack, together as a group, attack transaction costs, and as we attack transaction costs, we'll be increasing incomes to the farmers, and we'll also be ensuring that the commodities are available to the consumers in the way consumers want them. So, Sam, are we ready? Yeah, we can start. Go on. Right, I mentioned, keep rolling, Sam. I mentioned the situation that we have in the production. We have enough challenges, and these challenges, we've been trying to deal with them. I don't know that we're able to read the screen. Is it legible? Is the screen not legible, Sam? You can't? Okay. So I really talked about the challenges, and what we've seen because of these challenges, we've seen two issues, two dichotomous issues. We've seen food riots in the cities, and I have a clip on the food riots, if we can play it. What is this? I think technology sometimes can be a challenge. But what you are trying to show there are riots that you've seen. I think you can. Let me paraphrase what you are trying to show there. A few years back, the government was going to launch some developments in one of the slum areas here in Nairobi. And they were actually